I mentioned earlier on that I am a Six Sigma Green Belt. What is Six Sigma? Well, Six Sigma is a disciplined, data-driven approach and methodology for eliminating defects, driving towards 6 standard deviations between the mean and the nearest specification limit in any process, from manufacturing to transactional, from product to service. Basically, measurement of quality, a measurement of the number of defects. The term Six Sigma implies near perfection at 3.4 defects per million opportunities. And process of continuous improvement, a quality improvement methodology that applies a rigorous process to measure and reduce process variation in the relentless pursuit of perfection. Enabler of culture change, comprehensive and flexible for achieving and maximizing business success. Common language is kind of like the way we work. So now that I kind of went through some of those what is, I'm going to give you some examples of what kind of happens with a Six Sigma project, especially a Greenbelt project. I was tasked with delivering a project for Microsoft Office to 100,000 employees within my company. We had a lot of variation within the workstations, a lot of variation within the different applications reliant on Microsoft Office. They caused us a lot of heartache. And plus, the machines were really old. We had Windows XP still. We were right on the threshold of paying big dollars for support. And what was happening is we were having issues with failure rates. And those failure rates were causing us to have to do rework over and over again, really wasting a lot of time. So I said, well, I want my Greenbelt. So this is a really good Greenbelt project. So we created a Greenbelt project where we started analyzing the data. And what we found using the tools that we have when we deployed, we planned in a failure rate. Basically, when we did some more early pilots, we knew we had a 15% failure rate. There's no way to get around it. The machines are too old. The software is too old. There's no way around it. We're going to get that failure rate. It's just what's going to happen. So we budgeted for that. Well, the failure rates were a little bit higher than that, but not by much. It was around 15 to 17% within the tolerance that I'd wanted at. But we had some budget cuts coming. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring that failure rate down. The reason being is every time it fails, it retry. And the biggest issue is that sometimes the user was left without Office. I mean, they didn't have Outlook, couldn't do email, couldn't do their jobs for sometimes days until a technician could get there. And then what would happen is they get it all fixed. They go right back on the list again. And then conceivably 2 weeks later, they're getting it again and it breaks. So what we did was we did a Six Sigma project where we came up with our hypothesis was that what we figured was happening is they were being scooped back up again. And so what we needed to do is to identify those and come up with a process that allowed us to say, okay, I'm going to take this week's failures and I'm going to take them aside and I'm going to put them on I'm going to put them on a list that doesn't allow them to get the install again. And then it would bring it all automatically over to the technicians to go repair at more of their leisure rather than, oh my God, I got to do it now kind of thing. And then going on at the same time as this, we were having a Windows 7 upgrade. And some of those we'd say, we'll just do it when we re-image their machine. Re-imaging means that we put on a new operating system, bring all the data over, and would already have Office on there. That would decrease our failure rates, way less user impact than we had before. And then it would allow us to then take that user and then move them forward with the least amount of disruption. So what we did was we performed those activities with the Six Sigma pieces, and it was true. And then once you have, okay, so we think this is what it is, when you do your using the control, you actually do a few deployments and you monitor them. And we did find that we dropped it down to 7%. So we eliminated about 8% of the failures because we were redeploying the same ones again. And that becomes harder and harder as you get down to less and less users. That failure rate would start going up because those users start to become more and more. That's kind of how that worked. So what we did was we took that and we were able to get that done. We went through our toll gates. We proved that we saved a certain amount of money, and it did. It really made a big difference in how we delivered product, and really it benefited our end users.